Greetings. I've been expecting you. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm Call Me Chris and you can call me Chris, and today... So, it's relatively easy. Today you need to figure out who wrote you the warning. And I'm going to teach you how to do that by teaching you how to analyze a fingerprint of someone in their writing style. You have received a file with different documents. I'm going to teach you how to analyze that and find out who wrote you the warning. I assume you have decoded the Greek letters by now so you don't get a complete blackout. If you didn't, go do that now. Then we're gonna get into it. So, you want to learn how to analyze someone's writing style. This is gonna look very complicated at first, but don't worry, I'll help you through it. So, to begin, we have all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. The first step is to naturally analyze the sentence in front of you. For example, in this one, we can see that dull is written in all capital letters, that for the rest the capitalization is all fine. Like we have a capital A at the start and we have a capital for the J of Jack. We have an exclamation mark at the ending. And we have no commas or other punctuation. The second step is to analyze the grammatical structure. Now you're gonna need to think back of primary school in the Netherlands for a bit. And think about the things you found hardest in spelling. So, we have the subject, which is basically het onderwerp. Ik geef het bier aan Jan. Jump scare. Anyway, so I am the subject in this one. A verb, I don't need to explain to you that that's basically every werkwoord. And we have a direct object, which is, in this case, de beer aan Jan. And so in Dutch it's het leidend voorwerp. And then we have the indirect object. Ik geef het bier aan Jan. In Dutch, het meewerkend voorwerp. Because this is a little difficult in English, I would say use direct object for anything that's not a verb or a subject, but is still a part of the sentence that's important. Like, if it's like the, then you don't need to mark it or anything. But if it's leftover important objects, then use direct object for the most important one and use indirect object for the latter. The first thing we see is that Jack is... Oh, wowzers. The first thing we see is that Jack is the subject. Then we look at the verbs. We just have makes. For direct object, we use a dull boy. And indirect object, we use all work and no play. Then we write down this structure. So you have indirect object, verb, subject, and direct object. If you write it in one line, it looks like this. The fourth step is to compare it with the other things. Now, of course, we don't have anything to compare this with, but don't worry, I have a second slide. If you don't like the reflection, don't look in the mirror. I don't care. So, first step is to analyze naturally. We see that there's no high commas for the don'ts, for example. And we see no normal commas. We have no dot at the end. And we just generally have a very bad writing style without punctuation. The second step is to analyze the grammatical structure. So we look at the subjects. The first one is you. The second one is the mirror. And the first one is I in I don't care. The verbs are like, look, and care. And the direct object is the reflection. And then we have all our grammatical points. Now we need to write it down once again. So we have subject, verb, direct object, verb, subject, subject, and verb. Now if we compare it with the other one, we have two structures that repeat in the sentences. We have first a verb and then a subject, and in the second sentence we have that twice. What I would do to look for characteristics that you specifically need to look out for is you mark repeated patterns in the sentences. So, for example, here I have subject verb. You see that twice in the same sentence. So I marked it as a common factor. I don't have a lot to work with here because I have 2 sentence examples. But I hope you get the point, and otherwise you can just wing it. Which I will assume you will be doing because you will be getting tired of this. But thanks anyway for viewing this crash course, and I wish you the best of luck. Documents you're going to analyze, and you're going, wow.